Oh, shoot. Did I? Hey, Joe. Yeah. Did I leave my paper, buddy? The shot sheet. I think I did.
You think you did?
Thank you, dude. Appreciate it, Joe. How you doing, man? I'll just use one. Thank you, man. Yo, yo, yo. Chicken to go. How was your weekend, Lizzie?
Busy, 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 busy.
All right. Welcome to the
Very
show before
good.
the show, everybody.
Very good, but busy.
I hope I can get through. I was dealing with sinus stuff over the weekend.
That'll be interesting if you can get through it without sneezing.
No, well, no, just my voice. I don't have a lot of voice left. We'll see. Guys, thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing the show. It is Monday, May 13th. Remember to like us on X. We appreciate it.
We are already rocking and rolling on X this morning. Between allergies and cicadas, we're all in big trouble. Did you see any cicadas?
No, it's all big hype.
I didn't see any either. I saw several listeners.
I'm sorry. People are going to be like, Vic.
I haven't. I hear them, though. I hear them louder at night. I hear them making these little weird noises.
Good morning, Ben and Chris and Bendy and everybody else who's on this morning. They're all in our yard. Mm-hmm. The allergies are dreadful. I had to close my windows last week. Yeah. That's what caught up with me. I remember a time where you'd get allergies or sinus stuff. Oh, you got COVID. You got to get tested. Oh my God, stay away from me. Remember all that bullshit?
I do. It was, you talk about dreadful.
Oh my God.
Put a mask on, Vic. You got boogers.
Now, I know you said that you found some evidence like against the lemon juice thing, but every time you get a runny nose or a stuffy nose, drink some of that.
Drink that lemon.
No, I want to say a guy who I follow says that lemons are they're not really helping your body.
They sure taste good, even if they're not.
Well, I gotta
that
say
lime
that I have evidence otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. That limes.
Well, limes are good.
He says
too,
limes are like 10 times better than.
Okay, I can jump on board with that. I can
say that, yeah.
And I'm like, what? What you be talking about?
Although I had kind of a
get tested. You got the bird flu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's coming to cicadas and bird flu.
You got
better just stay home.
You got cicada vid.
Cicada vid. But you know what?
Get a shot.
They tell you not to eat the cicadas, so that's confusing.
Who would have that stupid idea?
Literally on the news last week.
People
I
in
heard
Missouri,
them say,
probably.
yeah, oh yeah. It was our local news said, don't eat the cicadas. Who would do that?
They're preparing us to eat insects.
Well, liberals were telling you that you're going to have to, those liberal movie stars were saying you could eat bugs now, but then now they're saying don't eat the cicadas. Like I would anyway. They look gross.
They're making it seem like it's our idea.
That's right. That's right. We told you guys never eat the bugs, and stupid people are eating cicadas. That's what they're saying.
Chris, yeah, he said he took a lot of cicada lives over the weekend cutting the grass.
I've heard that. People with big yards and, or lots of trees. They're all on the trees.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And birds are going to be fat this summer eating the cicadas.
Yo.
Did you see the Northern Lights this weekend?
The Borealis?
Yes.
I did not.
We were at my daughter's graduation when this was all going on, so we didn't see it other than in pictures, and the pictures were great. But I also heard that you didn't see it unless you saw it through your phone. You couldn't see it to the naked eye.
I saw it in Michigan once, and it was great, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I would have seen it, but we were busy inside.
But you know what was really
building.
cool? I'm sure it had something to do with the Northern Borealis,
Mhm.
but the sun... Saturday night, maybe was it Saturday night? It was the brightest, lowest sun I have ever seen.
The brightest, lowest
as the
sun.
sunset, and I'm like, does that have anything to do
I wonder
with
if
the
it did.
Northern Borealis?
Yeah, maybe so. Probably did. Probably did.
Yo. What the hell's going on here? What you be talking about, Lizzie?
What you be talking about? What you be talking about, Willis? Do you remember that?
We
what
have
you be
some.
talking about,
Oh, of
Willis?
course.
We have somebody on Rumble that wants to know the name of the water filtration system.
You've got to use Safe Sips when you do it. Safe Sips for the code word because you'll get a discount.
Safe like
Or SAFE Sips SIPS.
Where do they go to get it?
You go to H2. Well, it's Century SENTRY Century H2O.com. And if you have any questions, please contact me because you have the under the sink filtration, which is amazing. But you also can get the actual my gosh, it's a Monday morning. Not the cooler, not the tub,
you mean like
tank,
the
water tank.
Because there's a couple
The
different
tank for the whole
kinds.
house. Because what you don't realize is the water
Mhm.
that we shower with, your body soaks it up.
Yeah, it
I have
does.
no idea. Washing clothes.
Yep. Yeah, washing clothes. Yeah. So they just need to DM you or email you.
And I'm scrolling all the information at the bottom of
Thank
the
you.
screen right now.
Oh, thank you.
It's the house system. Thank you, Megan.
Very good. So wefundtheblue.com, Century 2. Nice. So it's Century 2,
Century H2O.
H2O.com. Perfect.
You're not going to find a better water system anywhere. And we're going to have Troy on to talk about it. He's trying to move right now. His wife's low blood white blood cell count.
Troy Turner. Really?
Convinced in it. And he's not
I
the
love
only
it.
one. The owner said his cancer was cured. And now you're starting to see other incidents of that happening. And once again, for people who don't know, what it is when your water is cleaned, it becomes dead water.
Mhm.
Now, everything gets taken out of it. Your fluorides and like 10 other issues, and more are coming on a daily basis, unfortunately. Yeah. So your water is clean, but it's dead.
Mhm.
It goes in you, goes out. What they do with Century is it gets nutrients, minerals put into it. The systems are set right up there. You see it, it comes right in. So it gets all put back in. You get your hydrogen water back. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing what happens with that water system. Well, there's a reason why Arizona State University, their basketball and football teams.
Yeah.
That's the only water they have in the entire facility.
Oh, really? The whole
The
facility?
facility. When you're watching games, doing it.
That's wow.
The Suns, the Phoenix Suns, are getting ready to put it in too as well. And why there for starters? Well, the company was based there, so they start to learn.
That makes sense.
See. Bottled water is not good water. It's crazy. It's not. And I have bottled water here. I got to start bringing the other stuff from home.
Yeah, you just need to use your cancel this cup and put in your good water from home.
All right, I'm still trying to get caught up here. I know we're a little bit behind, guys. I appreciate it. It's a Monday. I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, one more thing, and then we'll get ready to rock here. It is cool, though. My son just finished his freshman year at Mizzou, so he's back home.
Nice.
With the sophomore. It was good to see those guys back together around each other.
That's really cool. Very cool.
Now we got to pop the daughter in, too. She's working, though. She came back for the weekend, but she's in Columbia for the summer.
She's staying the whole summer?
In Columbia, working. Yes, Columbia, Missouri. Robert says drink in copper mugs.
Copper mugs.
Hey, real quick, Robert, since I see you on the line, have you finally gotten over your idea that Donald Trump is somehow associated with the deep state that he calls out?
Yeah, I don't see any proof of that. And I think a lot of people started thinking that when he did warp speed on the jabs.
Yeah. And Robert, please tell me you've gotten over the fact of thinking that Elon Musk is in the deep state as well. Nope. He still thinks that there's something with Trump in the deep state.
A lot of QAnon people put that in people's heads.
Well, Robert,
there is nothing.
Robert is like capital Q.
Capital Q.
And I love you.
Yes, I love Robert too. We were talking about with all my kids this weekend, QAnon, and how many people went down that rabbit hole and nothing got proven that quote Q or QAnon told us. I tried to go down that rabbit hole. I went down there really far and I'm like, none of this stuff is happening that you're saying. And mainly what it was, and I wanted it to happen, was Donald Trump is going to take over the military on August the 11th, or Donald Trump is going to come back and he's going to kick Joe Biden out and he's going to get in the White House and he's going to be the president. And I was one of those following all of that, thinking, God, I hope they're right. And they weren't right once.
He says, no, I'm not a Q guy. Chris says, hey, we've got an orientation at Mizzou next month for my daughter's freshman year. Yes, nice. You'll enjoy it. I have gone through that twice. Everything Q says is coming true. I love it. Oh, you Qsters.
What says that everything Q says is coming true. Many things behind the scenes. I guess I'm from Missouri. I want everything that they say to come true. I'm a Missouri girl, so you have to show me when you tell me that Donald Trump is coming back on August 11th and August 12th comes along and he didn't come back as the president, I get sad. Now, I have heard many left-wing reporters, though, saying they have done everything but throw the kitchen sink at Donald Trump and nothing is happening. Maybe that's
Teflon Don.
Yep, Teflon Don. So I know a lot of people that are in Q things believe that's part of this. And like Jim is saying, there is no such thing as QAnon, which Jim is right. Media is pushing that narrative to keep people chasing their tails. I agree with you, Jim. There was really some guy in Q. And Anonymous was a group of hackers, but QAnon, I agree with you, Jim. The people are chasing their tails, and I'm done chasing my tails, people. I've chased my tail for a while.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Joe, we can go ahead and start the show, buddy. Which camera am I on? Do we have a one shot? Do I have one shot set up with me today?
No one shots today.
Were you playing with it?
I was playing with them, but I couldn't.
Were you playing with? Okay.
He was playing with his balls out
Self.
there. He was playing with his stuff out there this morning.
Joe likes to play with his cords.
He liked.
It's all good.
There you go. Good morning, Victor.
They call him a pro for a reason.
That's right. Pro Joe and his cords.
He's getting all uncomfortable. Guys, hey, welcome. It's Monday, May 13th. I don't have a lot of sound in my voice because of the sinus stuff in Missouri. That's one of the things about living in the Midwest, but we appreciate you guys being here today. Canceltheshow.com. Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central and all the time on our website, canceltheshow.com. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Pro Joe in the house. We got tons of information because it's a Monday. We are grateful for that. Coming up on the show today, Trump claims he's going to take New Jersey. That would be that would be something. That would be something. News continues to triculate out of Georgia.
Yep. Sure.
Ballot stuff. It took 4 years, but it's starting to come out about what happened. We've also got CNN basically is thrown in the towel on the 2024 presidential election, and I love it. Bill Maher calling out Stormy Daniels and what a fake case everything is going on in New York. At least they're telling you who they are.
They're telling you who they are.
Senator Schumer basically saying he wants to replace Americans with illegals.
Yeah, he admits it. He is insufferable. He is my least favorite politician, I think.
Yeah.
And I saw him in person at the inauguration, and it was bad.
Yeah, he's just not a good person.
He is not.
Joe Biden's daughter, if you haven't seen this, recently confirmed that her diary was true. She has confirmed that she took naked showers with her dad.
Yep.
And that it led to her being sexualized and having sex with all of her friends at an early age.
Yes.
Man, I'm just sorry. I mean, I know it's difficult to raise kids, but it is interesting when you start to look down the list of Bidens.
Yeah.
The reason we know this is because somebody else took her diary.
That's right.
And is now going to do a little bit of prison time. She sold it to Project Veritas. We'll get into all of that. But she claimed, I mean, even if you go to the liberalsnopes.com to check on issues, they even have it as fact. But of course, national media won't cover this major story. But just think for a second. Well, I'll get into it. The convicted liar is the defense's number one witness in this fake trial against Donald Trump. The number one witness is a convicted liar right out of the gate. Michael Cohen.
Good old Mike.
Something bad's going to happen to him. I'm just telling you, because I do believe in karma.
Oh, yeah, I believe in karma too.
And he's a liar, and people who lie, eventually it's going to catch up with you.
Yeah.
It will. And you'll pay a price. You'll pay a heavy price for everything that's going on from that standpoint. But it's Monday. I want to start with some damn good news regarding Trump. Can we do Trump?
Yeah.
But actually, Joe, I just sent you a video. We didn't go over it. If you can find it, go back and look at it. There's nothing that warms my heart, that warms my soul on a Monday morning in May, like watching protesters get the water.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So we thought we'd start this Monday morning. This is an oldie, but goodie. This is how you take care of idiots who are pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas, pro-Hezbollah, who are interrupting graduations, which we'll show, who are causing all kinds of problems, who are creating chaos, who are breaking the law. All you have to do, if you're not going to drop a can of tear gas on them and watch them scatter like the cockroaches that they are, the mean, evil-spirited people that they are, causing harm to others unprovoked, then get the hose.
Get the hose.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back. Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back.
That's how you take care of business. You want to break the law? You want to act like you're a little tough guy, little tough girl? You take a hose.
Take a hose to him. That was great. That was great. For anybody that didn't see it, that fire hose just like pushed the guy back, almost made him do a flip.
Is there any better way to start a Monday morning?
No,
Then
that warms my heart so much.
okay.
Love it. Love it so much. Yeah, because these little, as we call them, cockroaches show up everywhere and they just disrupt things.
It puts the lotion on, it gets the hose.
That's right. Gets the hose.
Oh my God, that's the best.
That's great.
Anyway, I was going through some research yesterday and I'm like, it doesn't get any better than that.
No, you got to replay that.
Cindy says, that's awesome. Yeah, it is. Just remember.
It is awesome.
That there's always something for somebody. This is Cancel This. By the way, we're here Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central. All of our information on our website, canceltheshow.com. Also, check out our sponsors, advertisers that we have there, news headlines, politics, cancel culture, education, interviews from across the country, politics. We just want you to be a part of the show. Jump in on the People's Platform. That is on any of those sites, of course, that we have. We are on X. We are on YouTube and Rumble and Cloud Hub and Facebook. So we are grateful. Somebody asked Lizzie, any problems with the UMSL graduation?
There really wasn't any problems there. And it was really, I was telling Joe before the show that there was so many people there, and it was the School of Business and other schools as well. And it was, if you went in there, you really would have thought you were in the United Nations, because there was every nationality you could possibly see. Probably white people were maybe even the minority. And so what was interesting about it, though, is I saw nobody but really one family, and it was a rather large family, and they had a whole bunch of their Palestinian garb on, glaring everybody else down, but nobody paid any attention to them. When my daughter walked off the stage after receiving her diploma, there was a guy, and I would say he was older. He wasn't like my daughter that's 21. It was, I would guess, this guy 35 or so. He pulls out of his pocket a Palestinian flag and walks across the stage with it, and no one paid him any mind.
Good.
No one paid anything except for his own family clapped, but everybody ignored him. So that was great to see. He wanted a spectacle and got nothing. Nobody paid attention.
Well, I mean,
that was great.
Here's the thing. We're not seeing the hardcore protesting anymore. Are we really? I mean, at some campuses,
Some
maybe,
campuses we are, but I think
the biggest push of it's gone.
There
were a lot of people like, oh, this is going to go all the way up to election.
Yeah, I think we're going to have some sort of protesting all the way to election, but maybe not this, because they played their hand too early. Now, I know that in our hometown, where there was some at WashU, their graduation is tonight, and the police are preparing for a rather large protest.
Tonight at WashU?
Tonight at WashU. Mm-hmm. Yeah, their graduation is tonight, and they're preparing for it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens tonight. Yeah,
but that's not the only place too. I mean, what did Jerry Seinfeld ever do to graduates at Duke University?
Yeah. What did they do?
What did Jerry Seinfeld ever do that was so wrong?
You mean Jewish Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to, a lot of people don't know he's Jewish.
Really?
Yeah. They don't.
How?
His name's Seinfeld.
Well, okay, but you know what? People don't pay attention to names.
Maybe that. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, they don't understand.
Oh, the dude, he's a comedian, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
This just shows you how evil the pro-Hezbollah, pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinian movement is. And once again, you're all lumped together if you're not calling out what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You are. And if you're going after Israel and people like Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld was the commencement speaker at Duke. And look at these dumbasses. And I'm sorry, they are. I'm not going to say, oh, look at these nice little students who are showing their protest to Jerry. What did Jerry Seinfeld do to them? Look at the video from Duke. So much. I mean, here's the thing. Duke's a great school. All these students just take up and walk out. Walk up while Jerry Seinfeld.
Quite a few.
And then this happened at another university. He shows his Palestinian flag.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay, that's exactly what happened at University of Missouri St. Louis.
Get your ass off the stage. I would be more than pay me to take care of these people.
Yeah.
With an electric prod when they get off the stage.
Me too. Well,
because it's
they
selfish.
Don't get any attention.
See, it's selfish. It's all about
it's all
them.
selfish.
These people are selfish. They are self-centered. They are narcissistic.
Yes.
And why can we say that? Because by their actions. Look at how people act, trying to ruin it for other people
That's right.
who have busted their ass for 4, 5, 6 years, trying to enjoy graduation. And then you have these self-centered, evil people who say, look at me instead.
Uh-huh.
Tell me I'm wrong. Prove to me that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It's all about them, me, I, selfish, evil. I don't care if I hurt you. You're going to listen to me or else.
They're defending a terrorist.
Well, I haven't even gotten into that part.
They're terrorists. Besides being selfish and narcissistic, this isn't like your opinion because that's your race or whatever. They're defending and glorifying terrorism. That's what they're doing. And a lot of college campuses, some dumbass gets on the stage and puts up a flag, and it's your response to it. Hopefully, no one pays attention to these people. Just don't pay any attention to them. Don't look at them. Don't glare at them. Don't anything.
Well, the problem is you can avoid them, but still, Lizzie, the problem is you have to, because they're in the way. You have to remove them. It sounds nice to say don't pay attention to them, but when they're in your face, you are.
That's true, because in some places,
it's inevitable.
The police have to get rid of them.
Chris says Queers for Palestine blocked the highway at the entrance to Disney World this weekend.
That's right.
That was on Highway 4. Took a while, but police finally showed up and arrested them all.
How dumb are you?
Well, I'm just glad that I know that Muslims are gay.
Yeah.
That they support gays, right?
No.
What? I thought Muslims
Not true Muslims don't. They'll rip your head off.
Wait a second. The Queers for Palestine?
That is an oxymoron right there. I want to see.
But they promoted themselves as the Queers for Palestine.
Well, you can do that in America. You can't do that in Palestine. You can't do that in Saudi Arabia. You can't do that in the Middle East. You can only do that in America. And they have the freedom to speech to be Palestinian, if there is really such a thing. And people don't even realize there's not really such a thing as Palestinians, but they've created that in themselves. And so you can say you're gay and you're for Palestine only in America. Go do that in the Middle East, you dumbasses.
Yeah, I don't get it. Queers for Palestine?
Yeah.
And they promote that?
Mm-hmm. Robert's saying, okay.
Muhammad would be rolling over.
Muhammad would be rolling over. Mm-hmm.
Did you call him Muhammad?
Muhammad.
Did you call him Muhammad?
I did that on purpose because it's Obama and Mohammed.
Okay.
That's who they are.
They sound a little Hawaiian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sorry, Hawaiians. Speaking Hawaiians, they're getting the illegals busting there too. Sorry, Hawaiians, you're already getting your asses handed to you.
What? The Queers for Palestine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my God. It's 2024, people. You can't make it up. This is Cancel This, canceltheshow.com. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Pro Joe in the house. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing the show on all the platforms that we're on. We're grateful that you guys show up every day. We continue to do what we can do. Gather them up all and send their asses back to where they came from.
Yeah.
I think this is so great. It shows who they are. Queers for Palestine. They say one thing, but they are another. It's just if these people are going to continue to interrupt graduations for people, it just shows who they are.
Yes.
It shows what their cause is about. It shows who they are as people. And it certainly doesn't get anybody to their side.
No. It really doesn't. And that just shows your children who are of marrying age soon. That's who you don't marry because they're dumb and they're a racist.
I'm glad you used the word racist because they are
racist.
It is a racist issue, unfortunately. And I hate to see that, but it is racist.
They are racist because they don't like people of lighter skin. They are racist. They look at you with such disdain.
And it's getting worse. That's for sure. Anyway, it was one of those things we just want to. So, it's happening. It's going on around the country, and just remember who these people are. And if you have younger people, don't let them become indoctrinated, or do your best to educate them.
Yeah.
When it comes to this movement that's happening worldwide, when it comes to hating Jews, but at the same point in time, there are tens of thousands of Israelis in Israel who are protesting against Benjamin Netanyahu as well, and are protesting against Israel moving any forward in their attack on terrorism. Everybody has an opinion in 2024.
They really do.
National media doesn't show you that, but I'm telling you, on our show, we're honest about all the things. Okay. People are going to not want war. But there's other people who are going to want war because they were attacked first.
Right.
And when we say war, it means stopping the attack so that it doesn't happen again. So that October 7th doesn't happen again. But once again, we're not going to try to hide news. If there's news out there, we're going to bring it to you. That's why this show has been authentic. That's why we continue to grow. It drives me crazy. I think that should be shown too. I do. Now, I know people may disagree with me, but media coverage is not showing Israelis who are against the offensive.
Well, and like Megan is saying, it's the Jewish BLM movement is what that's like.
Yeah, maybe it is. But it is something to throw out there for talk, and it is something that's out there. And if we know about it, we're certainly going to cover it, and we're going to bring it out to everybody's attention. So anyway, we can only hope and pray that the anti-Israel hate slows down at some point. Chris says, are they the Jewish Israeli or the Muslim Israeli that are protesting? I guarantee it's probably the Muslim Israeli, in my humble opinion, but they've got Israeli flags. Yep. And maybe they've infiltrated it. I don't know. And it's going to be impossible for us to know, but they claim they're Israelites against, or Israelis against what's happening with their Israeli government.
And you would think it wouldn't be that group, but look at all the people that are in America that say the weirdest things and is totally against themselves because they don't understand. They've been so indoctrinated. I mean, think about it. Back in the 60s, when you had the people that were marching and they made no sense, these are the people that have been in your education system all this time because they couldn't get a job back then. And now they went into academia and they've just done this to our kids for years and years and years and years.
We know what happens, and that's why we get to, we try to cover everything that we possibly can. Okay, big day today. It's 8:24. We are live, canceltheshow.com till 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. And of course, all of our episodes are on canceltheshow.com. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Projo in the house. Big day when it comes to the hush money case. Okay, it's all a bunch of crap because the convicted liar himself, Michael Cohen, goes on the stand today. Ben says Israel is a free country. They actually can protest even if it is disgusting.
That's right.
And that's what I said. And I just wanted to bring it up and bring attention everywhere. So let people decide what they want to decide. That's what freedom is all about.
That's right. They have freedom to say things that doesn't make any sense.
I think there are more posers than anything, just like the white children in Antifa.
That's right.
Protesting with BLM. Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
I can totally see that. And we've seen a lot of the anarchists in this country, Antifa, at these rallies. Over half of them that were being arrested weren't students. They were posers.
Well, could you imagine, Vic, that you're sitting at a college graduation and you've got aunts and uncles and siblings and grandma and grandpa and your parents, and you walk out on the graduation. You know that one of those relatives is not approving of their narcissistic.
They're selfish.
Yeah. I was sitting there thinking, if that was
selfish,
my kid,
spoiled, narcissistic, dumb college students.
That's right. I was thinking if
that's
was
what
my
you
kid,
are, and cowards.
Yeah.
Cowards, because you're going to intentionally do something to try to hurt somebody else or their feeling or their moments to take attention and say, look at me. I deserve this.
I deserve this.
I'm better. No, you're not. None of us are better than anybody.
That's right.
But I'm going to take this time to say, look at me. I'm going to make my statement. Give me a break.
When so many people worked hard to get to that, but you're right, Vic. They want the attention.
Jim says, guys, wait, white children, question mark? Don't you mean white liberal sympathists?
That's right.
You're right. We were wrong. Sorry about that.
That's exactly right.
Great connection. Way to get us back on track from that standpoint. What else did we have? Yeah, they've proven it over and over and over again. It is what's happening. So you know what? Whatever. They're not gaining any popularity with themselves. And by the way, people in America disagree with the protests by an overwhelming amount.
Yes.
So they continue to do it. And it's all about themselves. And they know that the numbers are not there for them. They know that America disagrees with it, but they continue to do it. And it all depends on how much they get paid to do it and how much that money line comes. Because if the money stops, you won't see the people out protesting.
That's right.
You won't.
That's exactly right.
You may find a person here and a person there. There was also a Columbia student that ripped up her diploma on stage right after she got it. Talk about a look at me Gen Z.
Wow, that's a Nancy Pelosi moment.
Yeah, it is. But I have more hope for Gen Z than I do millennials. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not being mean to millennials. I don't want to come across the wrong way. Millennials just operate differently.
I agree.
They do.
I agree. You can see that even if you have kids that are millennials, and that was, you know, why that was, is millennial parents, those people like now early 30s, parents, and I have one in my early 30s and he's great now, but we didn't see this coming. We knew that we needed to teach our kids to be Christian, quote, Republican conservatives, but we had no idea what was being indoctrinated to the extent that it was. So now the Gen Zs, we parents now are saying to our Gen Zs, this is what's going on. This is how you combat it. And so the Gen Zs, I have a lot of hope for Gen Zs, just like you, Vic, but millennials, gosh, darn it.
Well, you know, we do what we can, and we'll just continue to follow these stories as they happen. We were talking about this ridiculous made up Trump trial that's going on. Of course, a convicted liar, literally a convicted felon liar. Let me repeat that. A convicted liar. He was convicted of lying, is the #1 witness for a made up hush money case about Donald Trump, literally going to the stand. He is the guy, a convicted liar. As we continue to know about this case that never should have been brought, that's made up, that isn't true. We already told you about Stormy Daniels writing a letter showing that she didn't have an affair. She said there was no hush money, and then she lied against it. Well, it is interesting. We'll get into the trial in just a second, a little bit more. But Bill Maher on his show a few days ago even called out Stormy Daniels and played a clip from 2018. This, again, besides the letter, and she's getting ripped all over the country, the world for that matter, on social media, for lying on the stand last week when this letter exists that she signed with her attorney that the media won't tell you about, local or national. And then you had this video as well. Bill Maher, thank you for showing this video.
And first I asked her why she had sex with Trump. Listen to that, and then listen to what she says after that, and then we're going to talk about the trial, because it's quite at variance of what she said to me in 2018. Why did you Donald Trump?
I have no idea.
Okay, but you say it's not a Me Too case.
It is not a Me Too case. I mean, I wasn't assaulted. I wasn't attacked or raped or coerced or blackmailed. They tried to shove me in the Me Too box to further their own agenda. And first of all, I didn't want any part of that because it's not the truth, and I'm not a victim in that regard.
That's not what she's saying now. She's talking about he was bigger and blocking the way. It's all the Me Too buzzwords. She said there was a power imbalance of power, for sure. My hands were shaking so hard. She said she blacked out. Blacked out? She's a porn star.
Yeah, she didn't black out.
I don't think sex...
That doesn't mean she's been subjected to the likes of Donald Trump. I might black out too.
Do you really think she blacked out? I mean, a porn star is used to having sex with people she does not know. That's the job. It's kind of like Stormy Bob Stormy.
Okay, Bill Maher from his show. Once again, more evidence proving this trial is all fake. It's lie. It's made up. It's manufactured via the deep state, via Stormy Daniels. Anything that we can throw against the wall against Donald Trump, we will try. And even when Donald Trump wins the election, if he is still breathing and allowed to run, and it's a normal election. And then, of course, when he wins, it won't stop. The stuff will continue because this man would rather go through hell, be tortured, have his family tortured to try to save this country than sit back and be selfish and enjoy, you know, golf and cocktail hours and watching sunsets. What do you think about that video?
Yeah, I hadn't seen that video. And that is interesting. And people forget, if you say something and then you change your mind, that's okay. But if you've ever been recorded on any sort of a show and you said something 4 years ago, it can be pulled up at any time. And she was admitting she was not coerced.
Pro Joe, is that video still, did you delete it yet? Can you play that again?
That's really a
I
good
just wanted
video.
people to see this
Yeah,
again.
we need to see this.
Because it's sad that this is still going on.
First, I asked her why she had sex with Trump. Listen to that, and then listen to what she says after that, and then we're going to talk about the trial, because it's quite a variance of what she said to me in 2018. Why did you Donald Trump?
I have no idea.
Okay, but you say it's not a Me Too case.
It is not a Me Too case. I mean, I wasn't assaulted. I wasn't attacked or raped or coerced or blackmailed. They tried to shove me in the Me Too box to further their own agenda. And first of all, I didn't want any part of that because it's not the truth, and I'm not a victim in that regard.
That's not what she's saying now. She's talking about he was bigger and blocking the way. It's all the Me Too buzzwords. She said there was a power imbalance of power, for sure. My hands were shaking so hard. She said she blacked out.
Yeah, you heard Stormy Daniels twice.
Blacked out? She's a porn star.
Yeah, you guys get the idea.
I don't think
you get the idea now. Once again, this and the letter which states that she wrote, I've already said 5 times there was no sex, there was no hush money, there was no offer for hush money. None of this happened. None of this existed. And then this video on top of it, yet they still continue with the case.
Yeah, I mean, that is just ridiculous. So, like, if you were the judge and you saw this particular clip you just played here,
but the judge doesn't matter.
The judge doesn't matter.
We already know he's in on the take.
You're right.
Even recently, Joe, do you saw that video from CNN where you literally have a child? This is a woman whose parents are both federal judges, and they're asking her on CNN if the judge should be recused. Did we go over? Do you have that video, buddy?
Did you send it last night or
no? This morning.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so she's like, yeah, they should be recused.
Yeah.
She literally said, yeah, my dad said that he should. Now, does it matter now? No, it doesn't matter because the case is there. But what it is, again, is us breaking down and showing you all of the crap that's going on in this case. And it doesn't matter. And it won't matter. And at the end of the case, and I hope that I'm wrong, but I've said it from the start of the case, they will find Donald Trump guilty of something because it is a hardcore New York left progressive jury who all hates Donald Trump. And that's what happens. This was the question they posed on CNN, if the judge should have recused himself from the get-go.
Your dad was a federal judge. Your mom was one as well. What do you think? Well, let's start with you, Kristen, because you talked with your dad about whether Mershon should recuse.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's not going to make the choice for someone else, but he did say that he would have probably recused himself, just given the high-profile nature of the
because
case.
Of the daughter?
Because of the daughter, and because of the fact that it was being brought up.
Yep, and guess what?
Wow.
And I don't know if Trump fans care, but if you're not a Trump fan, they don't care.
They don't care.
Truth does not matter.
That's right.
And I'm like, okay, I get it. Sometimes in life, if you just don't like somebody,
you don't care what happens.
You don't care about truth.
You don't.
Are you that way though?
No, I'm not. I want the truth. I absolutely want the truth. There are people that I absolutely do not like for whatever reason, but I don't want anyone to make up a story about them just because I don't prefer them and for them to go to jail or anyway hurt their kids. Just because you don't like someone doesn't mean you want to see them in jail. Yeah. But you know what? Most people don't care. There's even Republicans that don't like Donald Trump and they like to see him in jail just because they don't like him.
Well, I'm just bringing up facts. We bring up truth here. Excuse me, from the chat line. A friend of mine defended Stormy Daniels. Said she was dressed to go out on a nice dinner and wasn't expecting what happened.
Oh, I'm sure she wasn't.
Our listener says, Donna says, I didn't even want to argue about it. Not worth it. So it's a crime to have a tryst that you want to keep private. Hell, we don't even know if it happened.
There's no proof that it did.
She wrote in a letter it never happened.
Right.
A legal document from her attorney.
That's right. They literally, there's no proof that it did happen. So that's the interesting thing. So it's he said, she said, this person said, that person said, and most people in life don't care.
From the chat line, Terry says, I feel like I'm back in grade school with all these lies and
You're right.
backstabbing and drama. That's what the left has turned into.
For sure.
That's what the deep state has turned into. That's what gets me concerned about everything that's going on, because once again, it's all about truth, or it should be, right?
That's right.
Robert says jail makes no sense in this case, especially in the era of no bail criminals. There won't be jail. There's no way. I mean, they'll find him guilty of something. They have to, because if they don't, they just put the final stake in their heart.
That's right.
They put the final stake in their heart. This was all about embarrassing Donald Trump, trying to ruin his family, try to ruin his relationship with his wife.
Right.
You know what this is? It's all been fake, fabricated. And I'm glad Donald Trump continues to talk, because just a short time ago, of course, we're a live show. We're podcasts, but we're a news show. We're a podcast, but we're an entertainment show. We're podcasts, but we cover everything. Donald Trump just spoke just moments ago, a little bit ago this morning before going into court in New York, where he has to sit there and listen to his former attorney, a convicted lying felon. And the jury is supposed to believe anything that he says. Here's Donald Trump talking as he went into court today.
Mr. Biden, is Michael today?
Mr. Trump, could you have with you today?
Is there anything he could say that could put you in jeopardy?
So thank you very much. Greatly appreciate you being here. The New York Times just came out with a poll that shows us leading everywhere by a lot. This is the cover story, and I think you'll find it very interesting, but I'm sure you've all read it. Leading in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Michigan, Georgia, and Nevada. Nevada, we're leading actually by 12 points, which is generally a Democrat state. I think we're probably leading in New Jersey. We had a rally, over 100,000 people this weekend. A lot of the mainstream media didn't want to say how many people, they didn't want to cover. But in fact, I don't think anybody did. I hear the crowd was not shown by the mainstream media, which is what they tell me, but that's par for the course. A couple of quotes that just came out. Fareed Zakaria, no friend of mine. The Trump trial is politically motivated. I doubt the New York indictment would have been brought against a defendant whose name was not Donald Trump. Mark Levin, great guy, brilliant man. Our judicial system has blown up, it's broken. Andrew McCarthy. Trump should be acquitted in Manhattan, wholly independent of the plethora of constitutional infirmities in the prosecution. It should be thrown out for the most basic of reasons. Bragg cannot prove his case. Got no evidence. And I'm innocent. This is a political witch hunt, and nobody's ever seen anything like it. And it's, I tell you what, the appellate division on the judges should step in, because what this judge is getting away with is disgraceful, including the fact that we have thousands of people, we have 100,000 people in New Jersey. They would like to show their support. It's like an armed camp outside. You can't get one person within 3 blocks of this courthouse. Greg Jarrett, we're not, I mean, you take a look at this statement, we're entering the 4th week, and there's still no evidence whatsoever connecting Trump with any criminal wrongdoing. A crime that's not charged, it's a crime that, in which prosecutors won't even tell the defendant what it is. I have no idea what they're even doing. We have records, and they talk about bookkeeping. The only thing down in the bookkeeping is that we call a legal expense a legal expense. We don't call it a construction expense. We don't say for concrete work. We don't say for electrical work. We pay the lawyer a legal expense. And we have a legal expense is a legal expense. It's marked down in the book, quote, legal expense. It's perfectly marked down. The other side doesn't know how to handle it, but they say, let's indict him anyway, because that's what Biden, this all comes from Biden in the White House, by the way. And they have their top people here. Because he can't, when he can't put 2 sentences together, he's the worst president in the history of our country. Can't speak, can't walk off a helicopter, can't walk off a plane, can't walk off a stage. And the only way they think they can win is if they can do something with Trump. Because we have an incompetent, the worst president in the history of the United States of America. Jonathan Turley, after Bragg closes the prosecution's case, the defense will make a standard motion for dismissal. Mershon, who is so corrupt and so conflicted, like no judge has ever been. And the press doesn't want to write about it, but you know exactly what we're saying. Mershon should grant that motion for dismissal. There's been no showing of a crime. They failed to protect the rights of the defendant from a baseless, politically motivated prosecution. That's Jonathan Turley. All very talented legal experts. But the big thing today seems to be the Times. I'm sure the Times is thrilled, but I respect them for at least letting it come out. And there it is. It's Trump leading by a lot in every state. Every swing state leading by a lot. This trial is rigged. It's dishonest. It's a disgrace to New York. It's a disgrace to the country. I should be out campaigning now instead of sitting in a very cold courthouse all day long. This is a Biden prosecution. It's election interference at a level that nobody in this country has ever seen before. This is for third world countries, not for the USA. Thank you very much.
All right, Donald Trump taking ass, taking names like he does better than any politician in the history of this country. The whole concept of using others' words to come out and show what a fake trial this has been from the get-go, to keep him off the campaign trail, to try to attack any opportunity to let the American people know or to remind them what they'll get when he becomes president again is absolutely insanely evil. And those behind it, the White House, Judge Mershon, and all the deep state, Donald Trump is winning at trying to make America great again.
Yes.
And Donald, don't worry, my friend. You are campaigning, even though you're not able to get out to these individual towns as you wish you could, because America is watching and America is standing behind you. It might not be everybody, but people know what the hell's going on. People see what's happening. And even if they're too close-minded and evil to look at the facts that are black and white, plain as day, they still know. And it eats them alive.
Well, you know what, Vic? Exactly what you said. People are watching. People know.
So
people
smart.
are turning. I got so many comments this weekend that they were with their family for Mother's Day yesterday. And there were some people, several, that listened to the show were telling me that for the first time ever, their liberal child will not be voting Democrat, that they will be voting for Donald Trump because they absolutely see how Joe Biden is selling our country to the highest bidder that isn't Americans. And it's the most that they've ever seen. I probably had 7 people tell me their liberal kid is now going to vote for Donald Trump.
Well,
so he is campaigning.
We continue to hear the stories. And Donald Trump brought up what happened over the weekend. We've got 3 different videos. This gives me chills, as I like to talk about, because the largest political rally ever held in the history of the United States was held over the weekend in Wildwood, New Jersey. Not exactly a hotbed for conservatism, but times are changing, as Lizzie says. Look at the videos. Joe has 3, and Joe, you can play right through them, and you can keep the sound on if you want. We can talk over it. Look at the freaking crowd. Donald Trump in his press conference this morning. New Jerseyans showing up for a political rally.
This is beautiful. That's a beautiful picture.
Record-setting performance. Nothing like this has ever happened in the history of this country. And this is why you have what is happening in New York and in other places of the country. The fake trials. New Jersey is rocking and rolling. We continue to show you the other videos as well. Joe will continue. So you get an idea of what happened on a Saturday. Look at the crowd as the camera spans. And there are literally Democrats and Democrat news outlets trying to say, oh, maybe 1,000 or 2,000 people showed up. This is what is happening in America. This is a revolution of MAGA, a MAGA revolution happening like we have never seen before. And I don't care if you like Donald Trump, and you don't have to. You have the freedom of choice in this country. But what you can't deny is that this man is the most popular political figure of all time.
Of all time.
We have never seen anything like this in America.
That's right.
And can you imagine if we weren't dealing with the voting systems that we're dealing with right now? America is under attack, and these are Americans standing up for what is right. Is there another video, or is that all? I think there's another one too that Joe's, and by the way, great job,
These
Joe.
are so heartwarming.
Producer Joe,
to
you do a
see
great
these.
job at getting all the videos up all the time, buddy. I mean, look at this. This was before it even started. Look at that sea of red. Patriots, the red, white, and blue in New Jersey. Look at that backdrop.
That is so great.
And then compared to what you see with Joe Biden.
That roller coaster. I mean, it's almost like symbolism. The roller coaster that Donald Trump has had to deal with from.
Look at the backdrop. Look how deep that is.
That is beautiful.
And then it got larger as he spoke.
Yes.
Wildwood, New Jersey, kicking ass, taking names like Donald Trump, all in the name of America, all in the name of MAGA, making America great again. This is what politics should be about. This is what people should be interested in seeing. People caring enough and showing up in solidarity because, oh, Donald Trump's so bad. This is what you call support.
That's right. People want their country back.
But this is historic.
Mm-hmm.
And people can turn their heads at it because they don't like him. But we have never seen anything like this in America.
That's right.
And it got even better that day. Donald Trump also was speaking that day. Donald Trump talking. He had a couple of different sound bites that I pulled. You just got to hear him talk. We just saw him break down the entire fake case against him. He doesn't need a teleprompter. And if he does use a teleprompter, he doesn't read the words that are in parentheses that mean you don't say that. Pause. Last name like Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Donald Trump addressing supporters in Wildwood, New Jersey, 100,000 strong.
We don't have to agree on everything, but we can agree that we want strong borders, not open borders. We want the American dream, not the Biden inflation nightmare. We want safe communities, not defund the police and abolish cash bail. How about cash bail? Of course, with me, they probably want bail. Let's get Trump to put. I'll be the only one in the country to put up bail. And instead of Joe Biden's weakness and chaos, we want peace through strength like we had it just 4 years ago. It's time to set and really what we have to do, we have to set high standards because this country has never been in a position like we're in right now. We're laughed at all over the world. Leaders that respected us 4 years ago are laughing at us. So it's time to set other differences aside and come together, get the job done for America. We're going to make America great again, and we're going to do it fast. And we're going to look at Biden. I'm sure nobody ever saw The Apprentice. That was our big hit. That was a big, powerful hit. But I'm going to look at that guy and I'm going to say, Joe Biden, you're the worst ever. Joe Biden, you're fired. Get out of here. You're fired.
I love that.
Get out of here, Joe. We're going to straighten out our country. We're not going to destroy it. He's destroying it. As you.
All right, Donald Trump.
That is the best. That is the best. Joe, you're fired.
I mean, this contest was over before it started.
Uh-huh.
It was over. But that wasn't it. Donald Trump also had this to say about what's happening in America right now.
As you can see today, we're expanding the electoral map because we are going to officially play in the state of New Jersey. We're going to win the state of New Jersey.
That's big, people.
As you can see
That's
today.
huge. Donald Trump saying that he's going to win New Jersey. Okay, New Jersey is not, or at least the history of New Jersey has not been conservative. I don't know. Maybe the moment got him. Maybe he believes. Maybe he has polling that New Jersey would somehow go Republican. Now, it may sound crazy on the surface, and maybe he's caught up in the moment looking at 100,000 strong. But my God, could you imagine?
Yeah.
He's already talking about trying to take New York. Now saying he's going to win New Jersey. I'm like, hello. But Lizzie, when you see this,
it's just, how do you think he can't win when you see this? And this went on in 2020, and it's just grown. It's even more in 2024. It looked like this in 2016. It looked like this in 2020. It's even grown in 2024. And so if you have a brain in your head, you know there's no way he could lose unless there was election interference.
Glenn Thompson saying sweeping 49 to 50 states.
Yes.
The only state that I know that you don't think he could win would be California. But it is what it is there. That's fine. It's possible the electoral vote could look very different this time. Yeah, it could. Jay says, chance for him to flip Pennsylvania. He already showed you USA Today, Trump winning in every single swing state.
That's right.
Another poll from CNN had him losing in just one. It was barely in Wisconsin, winning the other 5. People, it's happening. And you see that. And guess what? Black people who are still caught up in the Biden stuff, it frustrates them when they see moments like this, which we're going to show you. Arguably the greatest defensive football player of all time, Lawrence Taylor with the New York Giants, showed up in New Jersey. And he insisted upon taking the stage. And this is what's happening in America. This is why the black community is so excited for Donald Trump.
Amen.
Because he's real and he understands. Unlike Biden, who tries to tell you, you ain't black if you don't vote for me, which is one of the most racist things anybody could ever say, especially a well-to-do silver spoon in your mouth guy like Joe Biden. Listen to Lawrence Taylor address the record-setting crowd of historical magnitude that we have never seen in a political event in the history of this country. Just listen to what LT had to say about where he is now.
I just want to say, I grew up a Democrat, and I've always been a Democrat until I met this man right here. And I'll tell you what, he will not have to worry about nobody in my family ever vote for a Democrat again, okay?
I love that so much when that's
said, wow.
Yeah. That says
in New Jersey, it doesn't get any bigger than LT.
That's right.
That literally the greatest defensive football player of all time. Coming out and saying, I was a Democrat until I met Donald Trump.
That is so great. You hear that about Donald Trump, whether you liked him or not, but once you meet him and you hear what he says and you hear what he's doing for the community, you're not going to vote for a Democrat, at least not while Trump's in office.
Ben says people will vote for Trump. Not exactly that Joe Biden's doing a good job.
Yeah, that's
a lot of Democrats will not vote. That's exactly how our family is, according to Jeannie. Donna says, yay, he got off the Democratic plantation. The chat line is there. The People's Platform every day. You can reach us there via the sites where you can watch us live. X, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and Cloud Hub. We appreciate you guys jumping in as you do with your comments.
Well, and you know, Vic, if somebody's having a bad day and they really are seeing these, you know, Antifa type Palestinian protests, and they're just thinking, oh my gosh, my country's going to hell in a handbasket. Go to a Trump rally. I've been to several. You go there and the energy is so electric, and the patriotism and the love of your country and being a nationalist is a good thing, not the villainized thing that you see on mainstream media, that if you're a Christian and a nationalist, you're bad. And people start to think that. Go to one of these rallies and you will instantly understand why America is great and will be great again.
Once again, we just talk facts. We're not making things up. We're telling you and showing you what people are saying, showing you on a daily basis. And you know what? People who hate Trump or who are hardcore progressive, they'll call us liars. They'll tell us that, but you see the truth. You see the backing. That's what we're trying to do, making sure that we're bringing truth out there. What a freaking weekend for Donald Trump.
Yeah, great weekend.
The polling is insane for this man. The fact that LT out there taking charge, we will never vote for a Democrat again.
Love that.
All because he met Donald Trump. Do you feel the excitement?
Yeah, I do feel the excitement. I can see it. I can feel it. It's palpable. I mean, it's here. It's exciting.
So Trump, did we have more Trump stuff from the weekend? We sent so much stuff happened. I just can't remember, Projo.
We have one more. He talks about.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Economy, the real economy, not the fake economy. Everything they touch turns to what? You shouldn't use that kind of language. Look, look. You can't use the word shit, okay?
I love him so much.
He's awesome.
Yeah, you can't use the word shit. You can't. And he's so funny. He's actually, if anybody's never seen him in person, anybody that I know that knows him says he's so ridiculously funny too.
Well, yeah, of course he is. And we see it happen day after day, week after week. It all continues to shake itself out. The thing that really, excuse me, is frustrating the left, and this is why people are so unhinged right now, because they're like, oh my God, no, he's winning. No, we gotta call the people liars who say that, or the people who are showing all the sound bites and facts and the polling. Oh no, we have to attack them. No, we have to give everybody else something to look at. Because he's winning.
He's winning.
Like it or not, he is kicking ass.
Yes.
Because Americans are tired and fed up. As we said, there's not one good thing going on in the country right now. Not one. And Donald Trump also addressed something this morning in his press conference before he was forced to go into a courtroom where he had to listen to a convicted liar, a convicted felon. Judge talking to the prosecution, and who is your attorney, or who is your star witness? Well, this is Michael Cohen. Isn't he a convicted liar? Yes, but he is our star witness. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, sounds good. I'm Judge Merchan, and my daughter works for Democrats, and I am not conflicted in any way. Okay. Okay. Donald Trump this morning brought up Fareed Zakaria, progressive, left-leaning, liberal CNN host anchor. This is so good. We're going to talk about Trump winning. We just give you evidence on a daily basis, and we give you evidence of Biden losing on a daily basis. This is Fareed Zakaria from CNN talking about what's happening with Donald Trump and how Democrats need to accept that they're losing and will probably lose the election. This is gold.
I have to admit, none of this is playing out as I thought it would. Trump is now leading in almost all the swing states, but behind those numbers lie even more troubling details. As someone worried about the prospects of a second Trump term, I think it's best to be honest about reality. I understand that polls are not always accurate, but in general, they have tended to underestimate Donald Trump's support, not overestimate it. I doubt that there are many shy Biden voters in the country. The economy has been in a robust recovery for more than 2 years now, with unemployment hitting a 54-year low in 2023 and increasing only slightly since then. But Biden is getting little credit for it. The shift here is stark. On the question of who voters trust more to deal with the economy, Trump has a 22-point lead over Biden, according to an NBC poll from January. This marks a 15-point bump for Trump compared to the same poll in 2020. Perhaps this is because inflation is a far more pervasive problem than unemployment, affecting all Americans every day. Perhaps it's because people's views on the economy now are largely derived from their broader attitudes towards the candidates. But whatever the reasons, it's a stunning reversal in the midst of a relentless stream of good economic news. On cultural issues, Biden and Democrats benefit from the opposition to the Republican Party's position on abortion. But on the other great cultural issue, immigration, Biden is 35 points behind Trump as to who would handle it better. And I do wonder whether abortion will be as large an issue in a presidential race, given that reversing Roe v. Wade threw the issue to state governments and legislatures and not the federal government. Perhaps the most worrying new trend for the Democrats is that far from being the more unified party, they are now bitterly divided over the war in Gaza. Bernie Sanders has said the eruption of pro-Palestinian protests could be Biden's Vietnam, and even invoked the specter of Lyndon Johnson choosing not to run for re-election in 1968 because of the opposition to that war. The analogy is far-fetched. America then was itself sending hundreds of thousands of troops to Vietnam, with more being recruited from college campuses every week. But there's no denying that the party seems more openly divided than it has been in decades. Only 33% of Americans said they approved of Biden's handling of the Israel-Hamas war, which is now opposed both by people who think he is too soft and people who think he is too hard on Israel. Meanwhile, Republicans seem to be uniting behind Trump. Whatever opposition he faced in the primaries has largely melted away. And the trials against him keep him in the spotlight, infuriate his base, who sees him as a martyr, and even may serve to make him the object of some sympathy among people in general who believe that his prosecutors are politically motivated. This happens to be true, in my opinion. I doubt the New York indictment would have been brought against a defendant whose name was not Donald Trump. A majority of Americans are skeptical that Trump will be able to get a fair trial, according to a CNN poll. And I haven't even mentioned Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Cornel West and Jill Stein, all of whom would probably take votes away from Biden. Things could change. Polls do suggest that were Trump to be convicted of a felony, it could shift votes in Biden's favor. The administration may be able to pull off a ceasefire in Gaza and then a broader political settlement that gives Palestinians political rights and Israel diplomatic relations with Saudi Arabia. Trump could always embroil himself in some kind of scandal. But trend lines are not working in Biden's favor. He needs to do something bold and dramatic to seize the initiative, on asylum policy, for example, and reverse these numbers. The one that troubles me the most is on the question of who was the more competent.
Here you go, and we'll
Joe
get out
Biden
after this.
led Donald Trump by 9 points in 2020, but Trump now leads by 16 points in January 2024. That 25-point shift could be a reflection of people's sense that the president's age is affecting his capacity to govern.
You think?
And there's very little that Joe Biden can do now to change that perception. I have to.
Okay, we'll get out right there.
Sad. He was
really
sad.
Yeah, somebody needs to get him some help with a counselor, psychologist.
Yeah, he's really
maybe
sad.
even a psychiatrist after hearing him talk, because he may need to talk and he may need some medicine.
Is it me or does he look like this guy right here? Anybody remember Big Trouble Little China?
Yeah,
he does kind of look like Big Trouble Little China. He does, and he's pretty sad.
I thought that was Chris Christie.
Yeah, well, that's a combination. They talk the same right now. Chris Christie and this Fareed guy are both very sad.
The dude is gonna cry from the chat line.
Yeah, he is. He was looking like he was gonna cry, and he was telling the truth, but not in the way that he wanted it told, because he doesn't like any of this.
Okay, we're an entertainment show too, but I'm telling you, when he breaks down, and I don't agree with all of the polling that he was talking about,
correct,
his facts. But man, they see it and they witness it. And when you're looking at that polling that is done by more mainstream to the left polling agencies, that show Donald Trump is dominating Joe Biden. I mean, this isn't even it's to me, it's not even as if it's a contest. Is the deep state going to keep Trump from running somehow? Because if he runs, he's not losing. There's no way. We already see it every time he goes somewhere.
That's right.
That we know, and America knows. There's no way. And the polling is unbelievable. People are not going to say, oh, well, I'm not going to vote for Biden, then vote for Biden. If anything, they would say publicly, well, I'm not going to vote for Trump at all, and then vote for Trump. That's what we have seen. And we have never seen anything like this.
No.
I never would have imagined anchors on CNN hosting shows, having federal judges' daughters in to say, yeah, my parents said that the judge should have recused himself. This is a shit show in New York. This is all about going after Donald Trump on air. And then one of their host anchors saying, listen, people, get ready. Trump's going to win.
Yeah.
Literally, he's going to win.
Get in your safe
Things
space.
could change. Find your safe space.
Find your
Find
safe
your
space.
safe people.
That's right. Find your crayons, find your little pillows and your little binkies, and get in your safe space because Donald Trump is going to
From
be
the
the
chat
next
line, Ben
president.
says he was spot on. Dennis says he was talking like end of days.
Yeah. He was. It was like, oh my gosh, you guys, our world is going to come to the end because no matter what, Donald Trump is going to win. You need to be prepared, blah, blah, blah. And he was showing statistics, and I didn't agree with all of his statistics. But that being said, I mean, he was speaking truth, even though he didn't like it.
They're trying to get Biden to not run.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see it, but
I said this months ago. There's no way they could run that man.
Yeah, you've been saying
but
that from the beginning. I think they still run him.
No, but I gave in. I gave in because I'm like, we're getting too close. Unless once again, it's at the last second and it's somebody that you can't go vet a lot.
That's right. It could be some October surprise.
And if that's the case, what happens is it's somebody with a massive name.
Yeah.
Will Rachel Mad Cow cry again when Don is back in office?
You know what? I don't know if she'll cry again because she really did cry the last time, but she will be so pissed and talk about the world is coming to an end. Get in your bunker now, get all your Twinkies and get in there with your soy milk and get in your bunker and get in your safe space because the world is going to come to an end because they cannot stand it. Vic, it's like the person in your life. Everybody has one that somebody lied and lied and lied about somebody else. And now they're seeing the truth, but they have to double down again. And they still can't like that person they know is the better person for the job or would have been a better friend, but they talk such smack about him. They can't undo their words.
Well, we were talking a lot about Donald Trump and showing you information, video. I mean, coming off a historic political event of the likes this country has never seen with 100,000 people, including the greatest defensive player of all time in the NFL, Lawrence Taylor, an African-American man, said, we were always Democrat until we met Donald Trump. Nobody in our family will vote Democrat again.
Yeah, that's great. That was a huge statement.
And while Trump is dominating the country and dominating the news and being seen as the victim that he is with these cases, you have Joe Biden coming out of church, and he's fake as it is because he can't go to the church that he says he is and back the things that he does. That'd be like me going into an OR and trying to perform surgery. I'm a doctor. Yeah, I'm Dr. Faust. Of course. I know what I'm doing here. I know what the rules and protocols are. Literally, Joe Biden went to church yesterday, and when he came out, the press literally asked him how he celebrated Mother's Day yesterday. This was his quote. How does this make you feel? Coming from Joe Biden. Quote, and I won't do my Joe Biden voice. You can put your Joe Biden voice onto it. I prayed for you all. You need help. I prayed for you all. You need help. Joe Biden said that coming out of church yesterday. Donald Trump can't even get anywhere because everybody supports him. Massive positivity. This country, I prayed for you. You need help.
It's like he's trying to tell us something.
I prayed for you. You need help.
Who is you? Like, who is he saying, I prayed for you? Who is he saying that to?
For everybody.
I guess. That's the way I took it.
He was telling people not to jump out of the rafters last week.
That's right.
I was like, what? What are you talking? What?
Yeah. I prayed
Joe,
for you. You need
Joe, where are you? What?
Yeah. He knows.
I prayed for you. Hey, Joe, what'd you do for Mother's Day? I prayed for you. You need help.
That's an interesting thing to say for the president of the United States. I prayed for you. You need help. And that just doesn't say much about him. Say if he was lucid and he knew exactly what he was saying. That's one of two things. It's either a taunt. I have ruined this country so much. Now I got to pray for you because you need help. Or he's like, you need help because
he's just
Donald
lost.
Trump is coming and you're going to need your soy milk.
The grumpy Englishman from the chat line says yes, because he knows the plan. Even as his dementia has set in, even as his cognitive abilities have completely failed him, maybe he still does know kind of the plan.
Maybe he
I
does.
don't know. But one thing we do know for sure, that man shouldn't hold an office of any kind.
No.
Not even local
None.
councilman. I mean, I would even, I don't even think he could be door greeter at Walmart. I mean,
No, he couldn't be the door greeter at Walmart. No, he could not.
He's ice cream eater. He can eat an ice.
Mm-hmm.
He can eat an ice cream cone. That's it.
That's right.
Nicest thing he has said in a while, according to Megan.
Yeah.
I prayed for you. You need help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he needs help. You need help, Joe. Joe prayed to Baal, the evil god. He doesn't believe in God. No, he doesn't.
No,
know
he doesn't.
Anymore. Yeah, the chat line is there. The People's Platform. We appreciate it. Obviously, he knows the plan. He said that because he doesn't understand why we can't see how great it is for us like he does.
That's right.
But the news got worse for Joe, but the national media doesn't cover it. All the national media does is go after Trump because they don't want to see Donald Trump back in office because they don't have an open mind, and it's all about being evil.
That's
well, it's been reported by several outlets again over the weekend. It was previously reported by the Gateway Pundit, but if you didn't know by now, this story is huge and it regards Joe Biden and his daughter. But first, I want to give shout outs to our advertisers and our partners. And if you know of anybody that wants to advertise with us, national company or local, sponsor us in some way, donate. We have a donate button on our website at canceltheshow.com. If you appreciate the free speech information that we show here every day, we have a beautiful studio. We have a lot of people who work here. It takes money to keep that going. We do thank those local advertisers that we have. And Complete Auto Body Care. We have Complete Auto Body Care. Curtis Barks and crew, 314-731-7999. Lizzie has talked about Complete for over a year, how great of a job they do.
For sure.
Everything from A to Z with your car. But they do so much more. And we're going to be doing a lot more with Complete, with Curtis Barks and crew. 314-731-7999. When you take your car there, let them know that Cancel This is where you heard about them, and they'll take extra care for you. I think they give you a little bit of a break as well.
That's truth.
Complete Auto Body. They're not trying to nickel and dime you. They told Lizzie and her, hey, we can't help you. Don't worry about paying for this now. We'll do it later. And they support what we're all about, and we appreciate Complete Auto Body Care. CompleteAB.com or 314-731-7999. Of course, WeQuipUSA.com. WeQuipUSA.com. Paige Measley and crew. They rent items. If you haven't checked out, check out the website, WeQuipUSA.com. You don't want to buy something, you need to rent it, maybe for the weekend, the day, a week. There's people that get connected with you in your area where you're able to purchase items. You can also put your own items up for sale. And we've had that happen as well. People making a little cash on the side. Terrific idea. WeQuipUSA.com. Of course, Wendy's in the Chesterfield Valley, some of the best pizza, burgers, wings, smoked meats you're going to find. Terrific entertainment, massive outdoor patio, and of course, their new place opening for friends and family this Saturday, first day Sunday, Wendy's Roadhouse in Wine Country in Defiance. Very interesting too, because companies like Wendy's and others have now been buying out the Hoffmans, and even the St. Louis Post-Dispatch doing positive stories on people buying out the Hoffmans who came here from California to buy up all of the area. And then people kind of, they stood their ground and said, no, we want to do what we're going to do here. Wendy's Roadhouse, one of them, buying up some of that property. So congratulations to Wendy's in the Chesterfield Valley and David Gregory. When it comes to car wrecks, when it comes to any sort of incidents with tractor trailers, workers' comp, any issues when it comes to your conservative ideals being challenged in society, your kids in school, when it comes to maybe you being in the workplace, David Gregory, he fights, he wins. There's nobody better. Why do I know? Because I used him twice when I got hit by other cars. And I was told, well, this is the best that we can do for you. And I'm like, wait a second. I said, hey, you got to get in touch with David Gregory. And it was the best thing that I did. Show sponsor, let David know when you give him a call that you heard about him from Cancel This, and he will significantly drop your fees. And he'll show you that. 314-619-4230. 314-619-4230. We've already had 2 clients that call them, and they're happy so far. They are dealing with David Gregory. Before you sign anywhere else, whether it's a friend, family member, yourself, give Dave a call. Once again, Gregory from Missouri.com. He's also running for Missouri State Senate as well. This is canceltheshow.com. I'm Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Projo, running the boards, making sure we look and sound as good as we possibly can. Now, as Ben says, vote for Dave. Vote for Dave, vote for Dave, vote for Dave. And Justin Hicks, who we went with last week, running for Missouri's 3rd congressional district. Super young, energized Republican, trying to make headways there, battling against people who've been around for a long time. As I said last week, there's no doubt it's time for a young, hungry, energetic Republican that we have that's willing to fight issues and running for his daughter and the future of his daughter, not only for the state of Missouri, but states around the country. Okay, I led with this story. News is getting a lot worse for Joe Biden. This is sick. This is disgusting. And I don't know if people have done this. I haven't been able to find specific ages that Joe Biden did this, but we have talked about this for quite a while. If you go and check Snopes.com, liberal fact-checking machine, it has been confirmed, if you did not know already, that Joe Biden did, in fact, take naked showers with his young daughter. I repeat, Joe Biden took naked showers with his young daughter. And so much so did this happen that Joe Biden's daughter, Ashley Biden, has even said taking naked showers with her dad sexualized her to a point where she craved sex all the time, had sex with all of her friends, and it basically put her in a point where she needed help.
Yes.
This is Ashley Biden speaking, not mean conservatives doing a show. Ashley Biden's words. Now, I feel bad for Ashley Biden because she wrote this in a diary, and her diary was stolen in a halfway house. Obviously, she had some issues already, and it was stolen by another woman who sold it for $40,000 to James O'Keefe when he was with Project Veritas. That's how this information went public. Now, I feel bad that her public information was stolen by another woman. Now, that woman has already been sentenced to a month in jail, $20,000 fine, and 3 years probation. So Republicans are happy to hear this. I know a lot are, but at the same point in time, because it shows who Joe Biden is as a person. This is all fact. And if you don't believe me, go to Snopes, liberal-leaning fact-checking machine. And the Gateway Pundit, just one of the outlets that have been reporting on this. It was in a January 2019 entry where Ashley Biden recalled how she used to shower with her father. Anybody know anybody that showers with their father?
No. I don't know anybody that showers.
Yeah, Joe, you can pop that up, buddy, because you're great at what you do. Joe already showed you the Snopes. I don't know any young girls who are showering with their dads.
No. It's not even appropriate.
Yeah, Joe's, and for our viewers on the podcast right now, showing that it's true. Everything that she said is true, even according to Snopes, which is so hardcore, left-leaning liberal.
Yeah, very biased, and is even saying that it's true. And, you know, I feel bad for her that she was saying, she said to the Gateway Pundit, or the Gateway Pundit anyway reported it, that she put all this in a diary as a healing mechanism, and that she now feels violated that this Amy Harris put this all out. But that being said, Joe Biden needs to take some responsibility for all the people he hurts in this world, including his own daughter. She wrote this as sort of a healing thing that she didn't want anyone else to see it. But nonetheless, it's apparently online for anybody to see if they dig hard enough.
In that same entry that I was talking about from 2019, and I feel bad for Ashley.
I do too.
My thoughts and prayers go out to her for her healing.
Yes.
She also, in that entry, she suggested that taking naked showers with her dad, Joe Biden, very well could have contributed to her sex addiction.
Yes.
She also detailed how her and her father would take showers together at an inappropriate age. We don't know what the age is, but she said it was inappropriate for her to be taking naked showers.
Yeah, it's
with her
old enough
dad.
that she remembers. It's not like you took your little infant in.
This is Joe Biden, the
Oh.
president of the United States. It's almost one of those issues like from the movie To Kill a Mockingbird. Close your eyes
Oh,
and imagine Ashley Biden naked at an inappropriate age with her father in a shower.
look at that meme. It says, "Come on, Ashley, Daddy's waiting." How sick is that?
Who knows
How
what
sick is
happened to
that?
her?
And maybe Hunter. Hunter acts like a sex-craved fiend. And if anybody that works in any domestic violence,
Could he have been molested?
I would think
Could he have been
so.
subjected to the similar things?
I bet so. I bet so. Children that have been abused at inappropriate ages, well, really, actually, any age is inappropriate, but of the age that they would remember, 2 or older. And I remember reading somewhere that this went into her teens, like she was 14 years old when this happened. Look at how Hunter Biden acts. Look how Ashley Biden acts. These kids, if you've ever researched the results of someone that's been sexually abused, their behavior shows the pattern of sexual abuse. And Joe Biden continues to sniff hair, continues to act inappropriate sexually. He continues to look at women in weird, inappropriate ways. It's not out of the realm of possibility that he has molested more than Ashley. He acts like a molester and the results of his children's behavior. If your child has a sex addiction, more than likely someone in their adolescence or earlier abused them sexually. That's where it starts. You act out like this. I saw this with children even when I ran my preschool. Children that did inappropriate things, to say a stuffed animal, you then quickly researched how that child acts, and it would result in someone molested them. This is very tragic. And that's the president of our United States of America, that he is a known pedophile. He did this to his daughter. And his daughter goes out that this was just about the musings of her healing. She didn't mean for this to get out. I don't think she meant to tell on her dad. I just think that this was a way that she was expressing herself to heal. And now it's out there. And you know that even besides the molesting, Joe Biden denounced a grandchild. As a grandma myself now, I don't care. You know, I was fortunate enough that I have a daughter and a son-in-law that were married before they had the child. But I wouldn't care if someone came up to me and said, "You have a grandchild you don't know about that's 5 years old from XYZ, which one of your kids?" I would denounce it. I would not denounce it. I would go love on that kid. He acts like this kid doesn't even exist. He is a heartless jerk. And jerk is just the nicest word I could think of.
Jim says Ashley Biden will be made out to be a liar.
That's so sad.
And say that it's revenge because she was outcast by the family or out of jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie says, I think she left the diary there on purpose. Maybe. We don't know.
Makes you wonder. It makes you wonder.
I still wish that Amy Harris would not have sold it to James O'Keefe from Project Veritas. But at the same point in time, I'm torn so that people know who Joe Biden is.
I'm glad that it was. I mean, Amy probably shouldn't have done that, but I'm glad she did it, because
where was the woman of the house at the time?
Right. Where was she? Well, she was busy having an affairs and stuff. I mean, look at the people that Joe Biden attached himself to. I mean, people forget that Joe Biden was the babysitter and she was young. I'm not sure her age. I don't remember that, but it was young. 17, 18, 19, somewhere in there. He started having an affair on his wife with Jill Biden. So, I mean, you know, in some ways, she's a victim too.
And this has nothing to do with Donald Trump. You can hate Donald Trump all you want. That's fine. Donald Trump has nothing to do with what Joe Biden has done and has not done.
Nothing.
In his personal life.
That's right. He had nothing to do with it. He didn't tell Amy Harris to give this to James O'Keefe. And, you know, and James O'Keefe, for reporting things like this, is now on the chopping block of life because of what happened.
Well, guess what happened when he released the information?
Mm-hmm.
The FBI raided his house.
That's right.
Think about this. Out of nowhere, the FBI raided James O'Keefe. Amy Harris was paid $40,000 for that story.
That's right.
And it has been confirmed, as we say. We're just bringing you the facts and the information. Do you think you're going to see? I want to go back to this. Think about Joe Biden, and he's showering with his young daughter. And she says it was an inappropriate age to the point where it could have led to her sex addiction.
Well, you know it did.
Now imagine this. Donald Trump is showering with his daughter.
Well, all hell would be breaking loose.
Imagine what the media would be doing.
Good point.
Imagine it. Just say, close your eyes and then switch out Joe Biden.
There's already people speculating that happens because he called his daughter
Donald,
sexy or
yeah,
something.
I know, but those were hardcore liberal people who were just looking for something.
But you're right, Joe. They vilified just the word that he was saying, because you can look at your own child and go, "Well, my child is really good looking." I say that all the time about mine, and that doesn't make me a weirdo. I didn't ever do anything with my kids.
The grumpy Englishman is asking for this link for the Snopes story. Can you post that, Joe, or send Lizzie?
Yeah,
we showed it.
Yeah,
we just
put it
showed
up,
you.
but he can put it up again. And Jeannie's saying on the Facebook chat line, that's why she questions the death of his wife and one of the other kids. And you look at these Democrats, look at Hillary Clinton, even a liberal is now laughing or joking that anybody around Hillary Clinton that did something bad was unalived. Look at all the people around Joe Biden too. I mean, the truth comes out from Ashley, and then O'Keefe is rated, not Joe Biden. Nobody questioned the fact about what happened to his wife. And then there's Jill. I bet if you look really deep into Jill Biden's eyes, there was abuse there too.
Thank you for posting that. Appreciate it, Joe.
There was abuse there too. And she was not necessarily an innocent, but she was young when he had the affair with her on his wife.
Yeah, this is cancelthisshow.com. We appreciate you guys liking, subscribing, sharing our show. We've grown organically, and it's because of you guys and you letting people know, getting our information out there. We're about truth. We're about facts and then feelings. You got to have facts first. You got to have truth. And sometimes you're not going to like it if you're a Democrat. Sometimes you may not like it if it's a Republican.
True.
But most of the time, it's if you're a Democrat now and you're following Joe Biden, bad things are happening. Paul says now it's starting with Obama's circle. Another
That's
push
right.
out there. I don't, this is one of the sickest, most disgusting things I have ever heard with a political candidate.
That's right.
I mean, we'd heard it before on this show in the past, and it had been said by people on this show in the past. And the verification of it, where she's actually saying it,
it's just heartbreaking. And somebody did say on the chat line about Obama, look at a lot of Republicans, even Donald Trump. Look at your own life. Look at Projo's life. Look at yours, Vic. Look, if you're on the chat line, if you're listening to this later, how many times has somebody just been unalived around you? Not once, not twice, 9 or 10 times. Obama's circle has sudden deaths of a chef. Clinton had sudden deaths of chefs and a lot more things. People get unalived around them.
The other situation regarding that, somebody from the chat line said that her husband showered with their daughter up until the age of about 2 to 3. Thoughts? If you're 2 or 3, I'm not quite sure. I think Jill Biden was not Jill, but I think Ashley Biden was much older than 2.
Well, I read accounts a while back that she was 14.
Holy shit.
That she was 14. That's where the accounts that I'm seeing is 14. If you're a parent and you're in a big hurry and you grab, and you're a guy or a girl or whatever, and you grab your little infant and you rinse them off, that's not abuse, guys. That is not abuse. The kid doesn't know any different. But once the kid is old enough to be able to point out your anatomy, 2, 3, maybe even a year and a half, don't take a shower with your kid anymore, people. Infant, okay, maybe. But once they get old enough to point it out, what anatomy you have, don't do it. We live in a world today that is not okay to be considered a pedophile. Don't shower with your kid, people. Don't do it.
Megan from the chat line said yes. Preteen.
Yes.
Teen.
Yes. Don't do it.
Not even a bath.
No, don't do it.
Don't
do it. Just for your own sake, don't do it. Don't do it. And Megan's right. She was preteen, teen age when she was accusing him of doing it. This has probably gone on for a long time. And I understand there's a gray area there because you have to give your kid a bath, but you can give your kid a bath without sitting in the bath with them. Don't do it. Just don't.
Jim says the truth will always come out.
The truth always
will
come out.
I mean, once again, this affected her so badly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Michelle says that's so messed up.
It is so messed out.
And to think that there are people, and maybe there are Democrats who just don't know the story. But if there is a Democrat who sees the story,
mm-hmm. They don't
and
believe
how you
it.
can still vote for this man.
I don't get it, Vic. I don't get it. And they don't believe it.
And where are Democrats calling him out? Because I guarantee there's other Democrats who know what's going on.
They do. They do.
Shame on you. Shame on you for not calling this behavior out. It's sickening. And to think that we want to protect our kids.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you know what? Go to a Democrat and show them this story. And I bet more than half of them will be like, oh, that's just a lie. That didn't happen. That is just Fox News or OAN, giving this information out. And it's not true.
No, this is Snopes.
Right. And Snopes is very liberal and they're even saying it. Yeah. You have to have a conscience. If you are a person with any sort of a conscience, whatever your political persuasion is, look at a child. Look at a 14-year-old. I have a 15-year-old. I can't imagine anyone in my family ever taking a shower with her. At that age, they become very private and they don't even want you to wash their clothes at this point. They're just very private. They go in there and their door is locked like Fort Knox. It's just. It's just like Fort Knox.
Snopes.
Yeah, it's Snopes. Snopes always does that. But think about it, you guys. Almost anybody that's ever had a child, they don't want you in their bathroom. They get very private around the age 12, 13, 14. My daughter locks her door so much because she doesn't want a sibling to walk in. Heck, I don't even know if she wants the dog in there. They get very, that's just the time where their bodies are changing and they're just very self-aware. If you're in there with your 14 or 15-year-old girl, you're a special kind of sick.
Yeah, the other part about that too, which Glenn reminds everybody, Snopes originally said that the diary was fake.
It did. Glenn is absolutely right.
Then they went back on it when Ashley Biden said, no, it's real.
It's real.
Remind you of the laptop situation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Hunter Biden laptop, which was real as truck.
And horrific. And I told you guys, I was able to see some of those pictures that other people haven't seen because those pictures were given to Chanel Rion and Giuliani.
Chanel Rion from OAN.
I was
guest on our show.
Shown some pictures, and the only reason I was shown them was, I think, to understand that it was real. He was a sicko with little Asian girls. What Joe Biden did is not normal, which leads you to believe who abused him to do this. Now, abuse starts somewhere. Maybe Joe Biden was the one that started it, but it's.
But this was Jill. Jill is Ashley's mom.
Yeah.
Jill allowed this to happen.
That's right. Shame on you, Jill.
I would find it very difficult to believe that she did not know this was happening.
You would think she'd have to know, Vic. You would think so. But maybe they're sneaky. Maybe Jill doesn't know. But she has to wonder why all of her kids are sex fiends and her stepkids have a sexual perverted way about them.
Crack addict.
Yeah.
Whore addict.
Yeah. We don't know for sure if Jill knows, but you would think she would have to know. If all of your kids have a sexual addiction, if one of them does or has a problem, that could be some other force. But if they all do, come on now. That's just, I don't know. That's just so weird. And like Jeannie, I think is being fun. Uncle Bozy taught him well, if that's his name.
Yeah.
Good old Uncle Bozy.
Annette says she's a piece of shit, in my opinion.
She is.
Robert says at some point she knows. I agree with you.
Yeah, at some point she
Jim
has
says
to
if you
know.
break the boundaries of a child and their personal space, their insecurities will be magnified. Of course.
Magnified. That is such a great way to put it. All kids that are teenagers have insecurities. Everybody does, but the insecurities blossom in these years of 12 to 18, 19, 20. If you break that bond of trust, those kids will forever have an issue they have to deal with.
Okay, I look at this as being a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 in a big important story.
Me too. Me too.
I was like, are we missing something here?
No, we're exposing something
Why
else wants to talk
isn't
about.
the national media talking about this at length all day, all night, and local media as well?
Why are we talking about an ex-president having sex with a porn star and not our current president having
allegedly?
Ding, 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 ding. You need your buzzer there, Joe. Ding, 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 ding.
You mean it's not normal to hook up with your deceased brother's wife?
Yeah, that's
another Biden situation.
Yeah, that's another weird one.
Hunter hooking up. Well, I know. I had somebody say, well, in biblical time, if you're going to quote the Bible, you're told in scripture that if a man loses his wife, his brother, if single, is supposed to marry that woman. I know.
Right. And
I've heard that argument put back and forth.
Me too.
That's Old Testament, but I'm not going to make it
the least of the problems. That's the least of the problem. Okay, say your brother dies and some time goes on and you marry him. That is consenting adults. I don't have as big of an issue with that, even though it's odd. It's odd. Is everything they do is sexually odd, all of it. And Megan is saying Jill knows, and she is obviously choosing her pedo husband over her daughter. I don't understand how you do that. I really don't. I really don't know how you
Glenn
do
says,
that.
yeah, Hunter was following the Bible.
Yeah. Hunter is.
I'm just saying that argument was made to me before too. I'm just his brother's wife and her sister.
Yeah. See, all that's just, okay. Come on.
This is why it's so important to have the national media behind you, because they can create all of this controversy, as we've seen.
That's right.
Not only in the courts with the fake trials against Donald Trump that are going on, but also not tell you things that are going on with other candidates. So push a wrong narrative on one person and hide the narrative on another. That's what's happening in 2024. That's why I think this story is a 10 on a scale of 10, 1 to 10, when it comes to Ashley Biden confirming and putting it in a diary.
I agree. It tells you everything that we have thought about the Biden crime syndicate family. It starts with this perverted, evil, dark soul that everything bad in life that you can tell your kids not to do, they're involved in it all.
Jill is as sick as Joe, according to Connie. She's about herself, selfish, allows her husband to be put in public looking like he does.
That's right.
She most certainly doesn't care if the kids get abused. She's a horrible human soul. Donna says, boy, I hope Ashley writes a book.
I hope she writes a book too. It doesn't sound like she will.
I hope she doesn't.
Why do you hope she doesn't?
Because then it will be played as if she's just looking for attention and money.
Good point. They'll make her look like she's crazy. If you can denounce your grandchild,
I hope she can just let it be.
I agree. I didn't think of that angle. I was thinking, I hope that she gets it out and exposes it. But you're right. They will make her out as the crazy relative, that everyone else is so great and she's the black sheep.
By the way, this is cancelthisshow.com. Approaching 380 episodes. We're here Monday through Friday live, 8 to 10 a.m. Central. And of course, all the time on our website, cancelthisshow.com. News headlines, politics, political interviews from all over the country, cancel culture stories and education. Fridays are entertainment, wild, paranormal, conspiracy theory, and comedy related. And we appreciate you guys liking, subscribing, sharing the show. What we do it 24/7. Please check out our partners page. Some of the people who are trying to help keep us going with advertising. And we have a donate button if you appreciate our free speech. We're always looking for partners from that standpoint as we become bigger and stronger on a daily basis. We're all about facts first, not feelings. Facts first, And that doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. We're coming at it from that perspective.
That's right. We go after as many Republicans as we do.
And not on purpose. We're just trying to bring facts to the table.
We're not doing it to be mean. It's
and I have it gets back into, Megan, who's one of our hosts too, Innocence Interrupted. Her podcast will be dropped sometime this week.
It was changed to Invisible Innocence.
Oh, that's Invisible Innocence. She, works with child and sex trafficking. Anytime I think of a kid being corrupted in any way from a sexual standpoint, and that's what we have with Joe Biden. At an inappropriate age, a preteen age, taking showers with your daughter, and she felt uncomfortable doing it, which meant he was telling her to come in.
Yeah.
It just puts me in a really bad place.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Joe Biden. That's the Bidens. And once again, this isn't even a competition when it comes to president anymore. You look at all the glory and honor with Donald Trump, and yet he is being made out to be some horrible villain when it's all fake.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of lies.
When Joe Biden's isn't, and his own family is talking about this stuff happening.
That's right.
Using context, according to Greg, isn't that more about not abandoning family? There was no DHFS during the Old Testament times. Yeah. Well, Greg, I'm just saying that.
Good point, Greg.
Yeah, that argument was made to me. I was just telling you. Donna, this is beyond appropriate. Annette, makes me sick to my stomach.
Me too.
And to think that she became a sex addict to the point where she had to get treatment.
Yes.
And said that she was having sex with all of her friends because she thought that that's what she needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
What did she see in the Biden household?
I bet the stories that Ashley Biden could
what
tell
was going on
would rip the paint off a wall
in that household.
Yeah. I bet she could tell a lot. And out of loyalty, she's not telling it. But I see it.
She's told enough.
She has told enough. You're right. I wish she would tell more. But I agree with you, Vic. They would just villainize her as the black sheep. And so it'll go nowhere. We will believe it. People that are conservatives that understand how weird Joe Biden is, but we already know. We already know.
Jeannie calls him a racist sexual predator.
Absolutely. He does not like people. And he acts like he's now for the black people. And he's been a racist pretty much his whole life.
So we leave that story with what it is. I mean, I don't want it. I don't want to overdo it, but I don't want the story to go away because it is what it is. Once again, if you're just joining us, canceltheshow.com. Snopes even verified, and it's become public now, Gateway Pundit running one of their stories. They had reported it before as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Biden did confirm she was taking naked showers with her dad, Joe Biden,
Yes.
President Joe Biden, at an inappropriate age, and it made her sexualized, and it could have, according to her, led to her becoming so sexualized and her sex addiction at an early age that she wanted to have sex with all of her friends and was having sex with all of them.
That's right. Yep. And
From taking naked showers. By the way, her diary was stolen from a halfway house.
That's right.
Where she was under a bed by another woman who, by the way, was sentenced to a month in prison, $20,000 fine, and 3 years probation. And that was sold to Project Veritas, James Key, for $40,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we know it. She confirmed it. She verified it. And just makes me sick to my damn stomach that that's Joe Biden. So,
and people are saying on the chat line too, that it makes them wonder about the car accident with his first wife. It makes them also wonder that Ashley's probably been threatened to be quiet, not to say anymore. Just imagine living with all of that.
They'll imprison the woman who found it, finders, keepers, period, but they won't charge Biden for pedophilia.
Good point, Sherry. That's true.
And once again, if you were just joining us, James Keefe's home after this went public was raided by the FBI.
Yes. Our FBI is in the tank for the Obamas and the Bidens. They are so deep with them and so compromised. It's a scary place to be in the United States. So if the FBI showed up your door, don't think they're there to be your friend, especially if you're a conservative.
So we bring you that story. We continue to bring truth. We're going to continue to put that stuff out there that mainstream media does not do. That's what our goal was when we started this just over a year ago. Gain organically. We have a donate button if you want to help us out from that standpoint. If you know of a national advertiser that wants to work with us, local advertiser, we'll do that. We have some that we're working with. It costs a lot to do what we do, but we believe in the mission, and we appreciate you guys liking, subscribing, sharing the shows. You can watch us on X, on Rumble, on Facebook, YouTube, Cloud Hub, and then, of course, as soon as the show ends, we go immediately to the usual audio platforms like Google and Apple and Spotify. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Pro Joe in the house as well. Jim wants to remind everybody, kids who have been sexually abused will never be able to have a meaningful relationship unless they get some long-term therapy.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. It's not like just spanking your kid on the bottom. Those kids can get over that real quick. But if you are at the impressionable ages that kids are so modest, if you violate them, you scar them for the rest of their lives. The rest of their lives.
Megan, who is also a co-host here with us on the show, and Phil, and does a great job. Invisible Innocence. Do we know what day that's going to drop this week yet, Joe? It's one of the shows that we produce here at Cancel
Most likely tomorrow.
Most likely tomorrow. She just shot her first show on Friday. It went well. She works in the sex trafficking industry of helping people. She just chimed in, and you took a point that I was making, Megan, about being in a halfway house at the time when the diary was stolen. As Megan says, and if you wanted to pop that up, you can. I'm looking for it again because I lost it with all the chat. We have so many chats that are coming in. But she says it's no coincidence that she was in a halfway house at the time that this abuse was troubling her. Put her in there, and then we can call her crazy.
That's right. That's so sad. That's so sad. And you look at Joe Biden, who's now the president of the United States, and every one of his kids is very troubled. Every one of them. That's just, that says a lot. And then you look at Donald Trump's kids, who are very well adjusted, very successful, very self-assured. Look at the difference.
Glenn says, by the way, he's adding a little piece to it. And we appreciate you guys jumping in all over the chat as you do from all over the country. I need to go back and get it. I just lost the chat. And by the way, your hundreds, almost 1,000 comments every day in 2 hours is amazing. Your chat line is amazing. We appreciate you guys, the people's platform. Glenn says, and reminds everybody, James O'Keefe, who paid $40,000 for the diary, says that he recorded Ashley saying if he didn't return the diary, then the FBI would come after him.
That's true.
Yeah. Are you on D Live? I don't even know what D Live is. Do you guys know what D Live is?
I do not know what D Live is. Let us know what D Live is.
Donna says, Life Today does great ministry with sex trafficking. James and Betty Robinson. The libs love all the chaos. She was going through drug rehab while she was at the halfway house. Yeah, drugs to deal with a lot of the pain that's out there and confusion, especially from a young girl.
That's right.
Golly, the stuff that has happened with that.
When fentanyl is flooding over our borders.
And nobody even knows about the crap
and people
that he did with her. The national media, most people, if you go out today, have no idea that Joe Biden was taking showers and his daughter blames him for her sexualization.
That's so sad.
Could you imagine having a daughter? I mean, I have a daughter, and your own daughter is saying this?
Yeah, I have 4, and I would be.
And you just disown her?
How do you do that? How do you not help her? How do you not help her? His kids are screaming for help. And you see more kids these days on drugs, and it's typically, because it's very accessible coming across the border, but kids are not taking it because they think it's fun. They might for a second, but if they keep taking it, something is hurting them. They resort to doing it because they've been hurt. So, you become a crack addict, somebody probably hurt you. This whole thing is so catastrophic, and nobody's paying attention to the Biden family, that the children are hurting so bad and nobody pays attention. And, and I always wondered about Jill, but many people on the chat line are saying she's the mastermind behind all the evil. She's the one that cheated when his wife was sick. She's the one that knows this is happening to Ashley. She's the one that knows that her husband can't even walk across the stage, and she's allowing this to happen. She's probably one of the most evil person that walks on this planet.
Well, I mean, I don't know enough about her. I just know that what she hasn't done, and then I see what she has allowed with Joe Biden and everything that's going on behind the scenes. I mean, who knows? It just frustrates the hell out of me that this is out there, and it should be news that's covered, not the bullshit trial that's going on in New York with all of that crap that's going on from that silly trial to the classified case to Fonnie Willis, which is even more BS. The real stories that should be covered are what has happened in that Biden household. And this man is president. And he literally gives us moments whenever he's out on the campaign trail, can't walk, can't talk.
No.
Literally coming out of church yesterday, asked how he's spending Mother's Day. I prayed for you all. You need help. His exact quote.
Wow. That's really uplifting.
I prayed for you all. You need help.
And I would love for somebody to say, what help are you referring to, President Biden? The help because you guys have ruined our country? Is that the help you think we need? And you're praying for us?
I have no idea.
Right.
I mean, the stuff that happens that the national public has no idea. It's a shame. And that's why we started this. This is where we are. And that's why we do what we can do. Jeannie says, asshole.
Yeah, big time.
Great show, you guys. Chisel-faced, no-necked, elder-abusing monster. Somebody else was referring to Jill Biden for that, the mom of Ashley Biden.
Yeah.
And that's why we've spent a good
woman.
amount of time talking about Ashley and this diary and the thing. It certainly all adds up.
Certainly does.
Hunter's not in the news anymore, is he?
Nope, he sure isn't, is he?
October 7th happened, and nobody's talked about Hunter Biden anymore.
No, not since.
The House Judiciary Committee was making a lot of progress when it came, nothing anymore. Now the House Judiciary Committee has come out and tried to do a couple more things, but it just died down. The whole news, it died down with the Biden crime syndicate.
That's right. And there's still stuff going on with him. We're just not hearing about it.
Border's still wide open.
And the border
And the
is
border's
still
wide
wide freaking open. And the other thing is, you'll hear Democrats say that this isn't true about Ashley Biden. You'll hear them say, oh, she's disturbed. Oh, she's lying. Or say, oh, it was really, really young. They won't even give her the credit that she deserves.
No, that has to be so hurtful. Has to.
Yeah.
God.
Which is why there's a special place in hell for the Bidens.
There sure is.
And they will meet their maker someday.
They will.
There is no doubt about that.
The consequences are going to be huge.
And I would not want to be in those shoes that day. Not saying that I'm perfect, but I can tell you what, would not want to be Joe Biden.
No, not at all.
All you have to do is look scripturally about those who hurt children in any way.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt he hurt his daughter doing what he did, showering with her at an inappropriate age.
That's right.
Donna says the conversation seemed to disappear except the tax case against him in California. His appeal was denied. Yes, it was, but media is not even talking about that. He tried to get that dropped. That was last week or the week before, and it didn't. And we continue to cover that. That's what we do here on Cancel This, and bringing you those stories that you're just not hearing. A couple updates. The prosecution is really struggling with Michael Cohen on the stand. They're trying to paint him as being Donald Trump's main assistant, even though he wasn't getting paid. And he has alleged a bunch of things so far on the stand today, but never once had evidence of Donald Trump telling him to do anything with, quote, hush money or payments to stop anything. All Michael Cohen has done on the stand today so far, from reporters who were in the courtroom, are saying is like, well, with Donald, you just assumed, or you just kind of, this is what you do. But he has not said one time that Donald Trump instructed him to do anything with hush money. And of course, we're not even going to talk about the 2017 letter, certified attorney letter, where Stormy Daniels said, I have already addressed this 5 different times. I did not have an affair. I did not receive hush money. And I'm not writing this to stop anything going on. Nothing ever happened. Please give me my my privacy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then of course we ran the video to start the show where she said, "Oh, nothing ever happened bad with Donald Trump," where Bill Maher then shows that she lied on stand last week. And that video was from 2018, but national media will not show you. We will show you this on Cancel This because it's wrong what's happening all over this country when it comes to the made up cases, because a man that the deep state, which Donald refers to them as, they do not want to see him in the White House. But once again, for those who want to have hope and positivity coming out of the show this morning, all you have to do is think back to the greatest political rally in the history of this country taking place Saturday in Wildwood, New Jersey. Over 100,000 people on hand. We showed you the videos, the chanting of USA, and of course, Lawrence Taylor, who's had his own personal issues, but who doesn't have personal issues? A black man, one of the greatest NFL players of all time, if not the best defensive player of all time, saying he was a lifelong Democrat until he met Donald Trump. And he says his family will never vote Democrat again. And people will try to take shots at Lawrence Taylor for some of his drug abuse in the past. And they'll try to, but if Lawrence Taylor was out promoting Joe Biden, they would not be bringing up any of that stuff. Think about those positive things. Think about the fact that Donald Trump showed USA Today showing him leading in all 6 swing states and by a big margin. You can also think about the fact that another poll had him leading in 5 of 6, if you are indeed supporting Donald Trump. Once again, these are the things that are out there, and these are why the attacks will come. But don't think for a second that just because Donald Trump appears to be winning right now, that the attacks won't stop, and or the fight for, if he does become president, stopping whatever he can get done in the House or the Senate. And we have shown you that as well.
That is a mouthful. When you think about all that is just going on that we just talked about today, it really makes you wonder what in the world is going on. And thank God for these rallies with Donald Trump. It gives us hope, and it reminds us that you should be proud to be an American. We need to be proud.
From the chat line, let's fly our flag and wear red for Trump.
I agree.
Please share the show. Jeannie says this is beautiful. I mean, we're showing you video right now.
Yes.
From 100,000 strong, Wildwood, New Jersey. Donald Trump speaking, saying that they were changing the electorate, that he is going to win New Jersey. I know Democrats say he's lost his mind, that he's not going to win New Jersey, and he may not. That's what he said. But he said he was going after New Jersey, New York. And that's where we are. Paul says the left has plan A to Z waiting in the wings. Of course they do.
Yep. Got that right, Paul.
Because if by chance he overcomes all of the stuff that has been thrown in front of him, every challenge, every hurdle, avoiding every bomb or running through every bomb and grenade, there will still be more, because this man is massive. We have never seen the likes of him before when it comes to politics, and God knows if we'll ever see anybody like him again. But we do know one thing's for sure. We have never seen one man vilified as much as this man, with everything that's going on, despite having a super successful presidency, despite loving America. And that has to make you wonder why. Why do they want to keep him out again so bad? And as Trump has told us so many times, they don't want me, they want you. I'm standing in the way. They got to go through me first to get to you.
And I think he does win all these places that he's saying, and no one will give him for the credit for saying it. I'm another one that believes wholeheartedly that we still do not have the proof of the 2020 election, and that there was so much fraud that he definitely won places that they said he didn't, and he's going to win them this time. And I'm very excited that Laura Trump is there helping oversee it, because we've got to win this time, Vic. We absolutely are. In my opinion, our country is doomed.
Well, we could be. And we already know where all of this stuff is going. Glenn says he's pretty much done with all the other charges after this trial. He's right. That's where it is.
Very excited.
This man appears to be, and I still feel they're going to find something to charge him with, because if they don't in New York, they look really stupid. I mean, they're going to make up something.
They are.
They've made up everything to even to continue to have it going here.
They're trying everything, and nothing's sticking. Nothing.
Well, how could it? When they're lies.
It's all lies.
Eventually, the lies will come home.
Yeah,
they will show their way. But we like to end with positive things as well. And as bad as these pro-Palestinian, pro-Hezbollah, pro-Hamas, pro-terrorist people have been, and the narcissism and selfishness that they show. Look at me. If you don't agree with me, then I'm going to ruin whatever I possibly can that you're involved in. And we've seen it a lot on college campuses, but we have also shown the positivity that has been happening with college kids standing up, raising flags, singing national anthems, bringing boom boxes out to make sure that all those protesters hear our national anthem. Well, college kids are also fighting back. They have a voice, and they're doing everything they can as well. Just listen to this.
I love this so much. And this is true. I see it amongst my kids. I see it even under my youngest. They are so proud of this country. They're making TikToks with the American flag on it. Our country, and somebody called them the Gen Alpha, and that age group, they see it. They see it. I love that. That is so great. It gives me chills, and our youth is starting to see it.
This from the AP. This is a report that just came out from the AP. Apparently, Trump tried to, bribe DA Alvin Bragg with a cheeseburger, and it worked. Okay. You got it. The problem is, Jim says, if and when Trump wins in 2024 and he is dominating the polling now, he will be on defense his entire presidency. That was my point.
Yeah.
And
Jim's
may
right.
not be able to fix a lot of the issues that we are facing. The Democrats will do everything they can to keep him tied down, but it is much better to have him in that office for as long as we can have him than not being in that office.
Yes. And I think it is very important, and a lot of people do not agree with me, but it is very important, the VP that he picks, to show him the ropes so that he can win the next time, because it's going to take more than 4 years because of exactly what Jim is saying. They're going to throw everything at him, but you're right. We got to have him in there. Even if he's a hampered Trump, it's better than a full force open border Biden.
No, it absolutely is. And we're here every day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central, and all the time on our website, cancelthisshow.com. Check out all of our original content, the almost 380 episodes, 2 hours every day. That's what we love. That's what we do. If you know of anybody that wants to support us, we are grateful for that as well. When it comes to donations, we have a donation page. You click on it from your phone or laptop. Any donations are greatly appreciated. We also have a situation where, we'll work with Advertiser, sponsors, affiliate marketing. Let us know. Vic at cancelthisshow.com, Lizzie at cancelthisshow.com. And of course, we continue to bring it as strong as we can. You guys educate and entertain us. We do the same with you. We have the People's Platform. If there are interviews of people that you want to see or hear or know about, let us know. And of course, we continue to do that with you guys as well. I know we had a lot of videos, Joe, that we didn't get to today, but it's Monday. Over the weekend, there's tons of stuff that comes out. We didn't, but we had to spend enough time when it came to Ashley Biden's diary that she has confirmed it, and several publications confirming it, including the Gateway Pundit, that she confirmed that, yes, taking naked showers at inappropriate ages with Joe Biden led to her, or could have led to her sexualization and her becoming a sex addict at a young age.
Yes.
So we did that as well. Can Trump do 8 years?
People are saying that. Some are joking. Some are saying, no, I think he can do 8 years. No, I think he just gets 4.
And as we get out of here today, Glenn says, can you give a shout out to Stormy Daniels on stage 3, please? Stormy Daniels lying on stage 3. That could be lying from her mouth or lying on her back. Stage 3, Stormy Daniels. All right, there you go.
Good old Stormy.
Dear God. Thank you, Bill Maher, for calling out truth as well with your video. That Stormy is a liar. Guys, this is Cancel This. We love you. We have fun here, bringing you the truth, bringing you some entertainment, and of course, just bringing you education. That's what we do, back and forth. Have an awesome day. It is May 13th. That does it for what we affectionately call the fastest 2 hours in podcasting for Pro Joe. Vic did not used to work at a strip club.
Yeah, that's what Glenn's saying. I think
Could you see
did.
me in a strip club, really?
Yeah, I could.
Oh, give me a break.
Yeah, Vic, uh-huh.
I wouldn't know what to do in a strip club.
Okay, Big Vic, have a good day.
For Pro Joe and Lizzie Sparks, I'm Vic Faust. Thanks for watching. Cancel this. The hater's going to hate.
Haters gonna hate.
Love you, man. We'll see you for the next edition of CancelTheShow.com.